If you're over 65 and still doing squats, this might be the reason your legs feel weaker, not stronger. And before you think, "I've done squats my whole life," stay with me for just a moment. Because what worked for your body at 40 does not always work the same way at 65. And no one ever tells you when to stop. You didn't suddenly get lazy. You didn't suddenly lose discipline. And you didn't suddenly age badly. What changed was how your joints, nerves, and balance systems respond to stress. Squats demand strength, balance, coordination, and joint stability, all at the same time. And after 65, that combination can quietly work against you. This is the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. When an exercise feels unsafe to your body, your brain pulls the emergency brake. Muscles shut down, balance tightens, and instead of getting stronger, your legs slowly lose confidence. Not because you're weak, but because your body is trying to protect you. And that's why many people over 65 say things like, "I exercise, but my legs feel worse. My knees ache after workouts. I'm afraid of falling." Sound familiar? Here's the good news. You don't need harder exercises. You don't need pain. And you definitely don't need to push through it. You just need the right kind of movement for the body you have now. In fact, there's a simple 8-minute routine you can do from a chair that helps rebuild leg strength without stressing your knees and without risking your balance. And once you understand why it works, you may never look at squats the same way again. You didn't get weaker overnight. This didn't happen because you stopped caring. It didn't happen because you let yourself go. And it definitely didn't happen because you didn't try hard enough. Your body didn't fail you. It simply changed. Stiffness in the morning, soreness after exercise, that brief moment of hesitation before standing or stepping off a curb. These aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of a body that's adapting to time. And adaptation doesn't mean failure. Here's something no one says out loud enough. After 65, pain after exercise is not a badge of honor. It's not proof you worked hard. It's not proof you're doing it right. More often, it's your body asking for a different approach. One that respects your joints, your balance, and your nervous system. And if you've ever felt afraid of falling, even just a little, that fear is not weakness either. It's your brain doing its job, keeping you safe. But when fear leads your movements, your muscles hold back. They tighten. They hesitate. They stop trusting themselves. This is why so many people say, "I exercise, but I don't feel stronger." Because strength isn't just muscle. It's confidence. It's coordination. It's trust between your brain and your body. If this sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're not behind. And you're definitely not alone. Millions of people your age feel exactly this way. They just don't talk about it. And this is exactly why the next part matters. Because rebuilding leg strength after 65 isn't about pushing harder. It's about feeling safe enough to let your body get strong again. Let's clear something up right away. Squats aren't bad. They're not dangerous. They're not evil. And they're not something you suddenly did wrong. They're just not designed for aging joints and balance systems. A single squat asks your body to do a lot, all at once. It demands strong knees to absorb weight, flexible hips to move smoothly, stable ankles to keep you upright, and steady balance to prevent tipping forward or backward. That's a high-demand exercise. Now here's the part most people don't realize. After 65, even small changes in joint flexibility, reaction time, or balance can turn that high demand into high risk. Not because you're incapable, but because the margin for error gets smaller. When your brain senses instability, a wobble, a knee twinge, a moment of hesitation, it switches into protection mode. It tightens muscles, limits movement, and reduces power output, not to punish you, but to keep you safe. And this is where things quietly go wrong. Because strength only builds when muscles can move freely and confidently. But when fear enters the picture, muscles stop cooperating. They hesitate. They underperform. They hold back. This is how strength declines instead of improves. Even though you're doing the exercise, you're working hard, but your body is working defensively. That's not a failure of effort. It's a mismatch between the exercise and the body doing it. So when someone says, "Squats don't feel right anymore," that's not an excuse. It's feedback. And smart training listens to feedback. Here's the key idea to remember. High demand does not always mean high results, especially after 65. Sometimes, the exercises that look easiest are the ones that allow your muscles to work the hardest. And that's why the safest way to rebuild leg strength at this stage of life isn't standing taller. It's starting lower, with stability, with control, and with movements that tell your brain, you're safe. So what is the safest place to rebuild leg strength after 65? It's not a machine. It's not the floor. And it's not a harder version of the same exercises. It's a chair. And no, not because it's easier, but because it removes the very things that stop your muscles from working. Fear, instability, joint overload. When you're seated, your body feels safe. Your balance doesn't have to fight gravity. Your knees aren't absorbing your full body weight. And your brain doesn't have to stay on high alert. That's when muscles finally get permission to activate fully. This is something most people never learn. Strength doesn't come from struggle. It comes from control. And control begins with stability. This isn't about going easy. It's about going smart. Using a chair allows you to target your thighs, hips, and lower legs without irritating joints and without risking a fall. And here's the part that surprises most people. Because your body feels safe, your muscles actually work harder and more consistently than they do during standing exercises like squats. Standing squat tension, chair movement activation. The routine I'm about to show you takes just 8 minutes. Not 30, not an hour. 8. Short enough to do every day. Long enough to rebuild strength where it matters. No jumping, no pain, no pushing through discomfort. Just slow, controlled movements that teach your legs how to be strong again. And once you feel how stable your body is in this position, you'll understand why this works better than squats. For so many people after 65, let me show you exactly how it works. Now let's walk through the full routine. 8 minutes, 1 chair, no rushing, no pain. And remember, if anything hurts, you stop. Discomfort is not required for strength. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed. Take a slow breath in and out. Now gently straighten one leg. Not fast, not forced. Lift, pause, and slowly lower. Then switch legs. Exhale as the leg lifts. Inhale as it comes down. You should feel your thigh waking up, not straining. If you don't lift very high, that's okay. Height doesn't matter. Control does. Now place both feet flat on the floor. Press your heels gently down, as if you're trying to leave footprints. Hold for 3 seconds, then relax. Press, hold, release. This movement activates your calves and the muscles that help keep you steady while walking. Breathe normally. No holding your breath. Now scoot slightly forward in your chair. Feet shoulder width apart. Hands resting lightly on the armrests or thighs. Lean forward gently and stand just a little. Then sit back down. Use your hands as much as you need. This is not about standing all the way up. It's about teaching your legs how to help again. Even a small lift counts. Sit back comfortably. Lift one foot a few inches. Then set it down. Now the other, like a gentle march. Right here in the chair. This movement supports walking, balance, and coordination. Slow is strong. Steady is enough. For the final 2 minutes, choose the movement that felt best today. Leg extensions, heel presses, or gentle marches. This is your body. You get to decide. As you finish, sit quietly for a moment. Notice how your legs feel. Not exhausted, not shaky, just awake. Here's something important to understand. The first thing you'll feel isn't strength. It's confidence. One day, you'll stand up and notice it feels easier. Not dramatic, not sudden, just less effort than before. Then you'll start walking and feel a little steadier. Your steps won't rush. Your body won't tense. You won't be thinking about every movement. And here's the part that surprises most people. Your fear begins to fade before your muscles noticeably grow. That quiet hesitation, the constant "what if I fall?" starts to loosen its grip. That's not accidental. Confidence changes how you move. When your brain trusts your body moves more freely. Movements become smoother. Reactions become quicker. Balance improves, not because you're forcing it, but because you're no longer fighting yourself. And only after that does strength begin to show up in obvious ways. Standing longer, climbing steps with less effort, getting up without planning every move. This is what real progress looks like after 65. Quiet wins, small freedoms, moments where your body feels like an ally again. And every time you feel that steadiness, every time you trust your legs just a little more, you're rebuilding something deeper than muscle. You're rebuilding belief. If this routine felt manageable, if your legs feel a little more awake, or if you simply feel less afraid than when you started, that matters. Real change after 65 doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from showing up, again and again, in ways your body actually accepts. So here's all I want you to try. Do this chair routine once a day, for the next 7 days. Not longer, not harder, just 7 days of calm, controlled movement. If you miss a day, that's okay. This isn't about discipline. It's about rebuilding trust between you and your body. And if you're starting today, I'd love to know. Type the word chair in the comments. Not for me, but for you. It's a small promise to yourself that says, I'm choosing movement that supports me. You'll also see others in the comments who are starting right alongside you. Different ages, different abilities, all choosing to move smarter, not harder. This is what Senior Sense is about. Understanding that aging doesn't mean giving up strength. It means choosing exercises that respect where you are now and help you move forward safely. If this approach feels right to you, consider subscribing to Senior Sense. Every video here is designed to help you stay strong, steady, and confident, without pain, pressure, or fear. Remember this, you're not too old. You're not behind. You were just doing exercises that no longer fit your body. And now, you know better. You're not too old. You're just doing the wrong exercises.